It is Saturday night, July 9th, and welcome to episode 33. The MLB only has 1 week left until the All-Star break, and the Cardinals are really struggling right now. The NHL Draft is done with a huge surprise at the top. The NBA Summer League has begun, and we have some college football news for the first time in a while, as well as our next NFL team, the Chicago Bears. Let's hand it off to Zach first. How's it going, my man?
It's going good. Another week of work down. It was a nice short week, so that was nice. Really haven't done too much. I went to a fitness class on Wednesday and still am hurting from it. I haven't done cardio in 4 years, so.
So what kind of fitness class? Like a cycling type thing?
What do you think I am? A 40-year-old woman?
You should take a cycling class. You know how many chicks are in there?
No, it was we get it free through work. It was a circuit kind of thing, or we had 8 different exercises and you just kept going through them for 40 minutes.
What was there, a lot of people?
Yeah, there was quite a bit, 12.
Okay.
It was pretty bad because I went through I didn't even get through them twice because I was so dead.
Uh-huh.
I was going so slow. I do 1 rep and just take a break for a minute and then do another one.
Hit you hard.
I started off good doing 30 box jumps. I was like, oh, I'm feeling good. And then I had to do push-ups and I did 10. I'm dying.
That's awesome. Colin, welcome back. How you been?
Yeah, I feel like a guest star at this point. But dude, I am so tired. I'm just exhausted. I started work last week and then I'm in the field now. So I'm actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'll be here for 2 months at least, and then I might be here for 2 years. I have no idea. So I'm kind of just at the mercy of the company. I just don't know.
Your life
but it's
is
good.
in their hands.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. So I was at a hotel the last 4 nights, and now I'm in an Airbnb. So it worked out really well. Found an Airbnb, so I'm in a 2-bedroom place by myself. It's like a full house, and it's cheaper than the hotel I was getting. But yeah, like all the guys I'm working with. I like my job. I think it's cool. I got a lot to learn, but it's pretty interesting. And then yeah, I've ate out every day for just because I haven't had a kitchen. So I'm so excited to cook tomorrow. But when I tell you my stomach is royally messed up, oh my God, it's been 9-10 meals in a row where it's just eating out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been running around town. It's pretty cool, a pretty place. And then
actually running or driving around?
No, running. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been running a little bit. So
I have too. I've ran counting today probably 4 times. So.
On the 4th of July, I wanted to time myself on the track before leaving because I didn't know if I would be able to. And I ran it in 6 minutes and 4 seconds a mile. I was like, whoa,
Jesus.
Putting on the jets. So yeah, which honestly I was really surprised about. But
I think if I ran a mile right now, it'd be 9 minutes.
But yeah, after about the first mile though, I can't go much further because my the front of my shins, I don't know what that muscle is, but it starts cramping up in the side of my calf. But yeah, I went to the beach today. Pretty cool. I got super sunburnt, which isn't surprising because I always get burnt. I'm super white, but I'm kind of pissed this time because normally I just forget to put on sunblock or something dumb like that. This time I literally put on sunblock every 30 minutes. So, and when I tell you I'm burnt, AJ, look at this. I already showed Zach. I'm not going to flash you guys, but look at that. That is ridiculous.
Oh, holy cow.
Yeah. It's freaking insane. And I was just white as could be before today. So
Casper the Ghost.
But yeah, that's that. I got gym membership, which is sick. I drove around to a few gyms. And they were telling me their deals and stuff. And I'm I'm only going to be here for 2 months. I'm not going to pay a $40 enrollment fee. And then I'm going to pay a $40 annual fee.
Yeah.
So I went and talked to this place and they're it's going to be, and they told me their prices with everything. And I'm problem is I'm only going to be here 2 months. So I don't want to pay all that. And they're oh, well, I can give you a 3-month membership flat at $99. I'm why the hell wouldn't everyone do that?
Yeah.
It just don't make any sense. So yeah, I got a gym membership It's pretty small, or not pretty small, but it's fairly old, like really old stuff. But I mean, it works. It's fine.
Yeah.
I went in there, and there was like, I don't know, 40 dudes in there and one chick that was just shredded. And I was like, damn, like this is gonna be fun. So I went and bought a nice pair of earbuds. Really nice pair of like Bluetooth earbuds. I love them things. They're like bass boosted, so it just feels like my head is like exploding when I wear them.
That's good.
Yeah.
But I got a sick workout in the last 2 days. But today I think is gonna be a day off. I am too tired for that.
Well, it's great to have you back, and Zach and I have filmed, I guess, I don't know, 3 or 4 times probably. in
Yeah,
between the last one.
It's been a while.
But I want to get us started with our Did You See It? Because I have one. I don't know if I think Zach, you may have one as well today, right?
I'm always coming through.
You're always loaded.
I came up with the idea, so I have to do it every single time.
That's true. That's very
And I
true.
do see a lot.
So my first one, or my only one, I guess, is the Wimbledon tournament that just happened. The women's side is done. The men's side has their final tomorrow. The women's side's actually really interesting today. The girl who won it, Elena Rybakina, she served 120 miles per hour at one point, which is just insane. She's 6 foot tall. To put it in perspective, the guys serve the two in the championship tomorrow are both serving in like the 125 to 130 range. So like she's like really can whip it. But the girl she was playing, the girl that she beat this morning, she was the first African Arab girl or woman to make a Grand Slam final. So I thought it was kind of interesting. And then tomorrow's the men's championship, but I just wanted to give like a little update on Wimbledon. I watch it quite a bit. So take it away, Zach.
That does not mean we are a tennis podcast. I will disclaimer. So there's this Instagram account called Super 70s Sports, and they just post like a bunch of stuff from the 70s that's like very funny.
Mm-hmm.
So they posted this picture of Fidel Castro going up for a layup, and what they say is Fidel Castro drives the lane while the other team employs the "I want to live to see my family again" defense, because the lane it was like he parted the Red Sea like Moses.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was really funny.
I saw you send that. Yeah.
Also, I saw this other video. It was of panda bears, and it was like panda bears are endangered and everyone's trying to save them, but panda bears need to learn how to save themselves, because it's just a video of a bunch of panda bears falling out of trees, just doing really stupid stuff. They're really dumb.
Right on.
Nice. I do have one.
Okay.
I sent this to my little brothers. So as of last week, Notre Dame's has 16 class of 2023 commits, and 14 of them had Michigan offers. Okay. And then 4 of Notre Dame's 5 2024 commits had Michigan offers, and not a single 2023 or 2024 Michigan commit has a Notre Dame offer. So
Dang.
And so is that for like all sports combined?
No, it's just for football.
Okay.
You guys are number 1.
So we are,
We're number 3.
So we have been just toasting Michigan,
which
is awesome.
We just finessed Alabama like yesterday. We got a 5-star defensive tackle. He was like top 30, I think. And he literally, I think, he's from Alabama, close to Tuscaloosa, and he chose us over him.
So you said you're 3 and Notre Dame's 1. Is that like preseason ranking or like recruiting class?
Recruiting class for 2023.
But those preseason rankings have to come out pretty soon, right? I mean, in a month or so,
probably
something
will.
like that.
Yeah.
Because does season start in September, early September?
Oh,
August.
And before I forget, Zach,
first game's on Labor Day.
Zach, you gotta let me know about tickets too.
Okay.
I'll see if I can finesse 2 more of them.
Right.
So,
Well, guys, let's get it started with kind of a depressing start here. The Cardinals have really not been playing well. Lost 3 of 4 to the Braves, and then I guess the first 2 versus the Phillies here.
I thought we got swept by the Braves.
We won.
No, we did win 1.
we won 1.
And Dylan Carlson just literally won the game for us. He came off the bench and was 3 for 3 and made a game-saving catch and doubled off the guy at first base. If you haven't seen the video, you got to check it out.
I guess if you can, think of anything positive about this dreadful stretch, it's Dylan Carlson's played pretty good.
He's starting to turn it on. And honestly, Goldie and Nato have really not slowed down at all.
Yeah.
Everyone
It's
around
just-
him.
It's just everybody else. Yeah.
Tommy Edmonds in the 250s now.
Yeah. Yep. Donovan has slowed down. Yepez is down like in the 260s. There's another name. I didn't write it down.
Gorman.
Gorman
Colin
is-
was saying Gorman's way of playing is he either goes 4 for 4 or does nothing.
0 for 4.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's ridiculous.
So that leads me into one of my questions for you guys. So the trade deadline's coming up in a couple weeks. Is Nolan Gorman off limits? Because there's not a bunch of like big name. I was listening to somebody the other day talk about it. Like last year we had Scherzer and Turner win at the deadline.
Yeah.
We don't have those big names this year. Montes, Mad Bum, like those are really the names. So like for Montes, like is Gorman off limits in that kind of deal?
I think he should be.
Yeah. It's too soon. We'd be doing the same thing we've done with like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Yeah.
send them away
Oh,
with
also,
like a low sampling size.
this is fun fact. Now I can't think of his name. The guy for the Marlins that we traded down there.
Alcantara.
Oh yeah,
Sandy.
Sandy. So Sandy has more eight or more inning starts this year than the leading pitcher did last year. And we're
That's
not even at
crazy.
the All-Star
Yeah.
All-Star break.
He's the definition of a horse.
He went the complete game against us.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, I don't think this year you would trade Gorman, especially in the Montes or like a Mad Bum or whatever pitcher's available. Because this year is apparently not going to be a big. Everything I'm seeing, it's not going to be a whole lot of deals happen. So
There's
with that
always
being-
a lot of deals though.
There
it
is.
surprises. Yeah, last second, there's always stuff.
I think we need to send Gorman down, like for maybe not the rest of this year, but for a while.
Bring up Burleson.
Because what?
Bring up Burleson. He's hitting like 330,
60
has
RBIs.
60 RBIs.
But Gorman, like, he's just too inconsistent right now, which I equate to being immature.
Yeah.
So
No,
Work
I'm
on
with that.
his plate discipline.
Definitely
That-
all or
that
nothing
too.
right now. He had a really nice hit last night where he and he's put up some good at bats, honestly, recently. But they had him batting leadoff today, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I was like,
Tommy and Donnie both had the day off.
well,
But-
yesterday Tommy Edmond was batting like 6th.
Yeah, they moved him down. They put Donovan at the top. But you said, I guess one more thing, pitching wise, I was going to move on to or hitting wise. I was going to move on to pitching. Hitting wise, I found this stat today. 46 innings now for us without driving in a run with a base hit. So our only runs have come off sac flies or errors or whatever it may be. So
well, we're averaging less than 2 runs a game in July. So
yeah,
We've
and
been
shut
shut
out
out for the
two.
last 7
Yeah.
games.
I was thinking it was bad before these last 2 games, and it's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I will say another bright spot. The pitching's not been bad, and the bullpen's
it
starting
really
to look
hasn't.
better. The bullpen's starting to look better, especially with Hicks has looked really good back there.
Yeah.
And Hennessy's is back. Gallegos lost it today. He's really just like up and down. He's dominant or he's hanging
Yeah.
that slider. And like you've mentioned, Zach, he works so slow.
So
I
oh
just
my
don't
God.
trust him.
Yeah.
I haven't trusted him, I guess, for the last few years. So
Helsley
trust-
on the other hand.
I trusted him his
Yeah.
first year. What'd you say, AJ?
I said Helsley on the other hand. Helsley is lights out right now. I mean, all year.
Yeah.
but-
Except for that one game.
Except
But
for the one
yeah.
game, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Hicks though I think is really good as a reliever because he can throw as hard as he wants. Like he hit
Mhm.
103, but as a starter he can't really throw as hard, so he can go longer.
yeah.
So
So
that's
he-
why I think he's better as a reliever.
He just had an interview yesterday that I saw where he talked about that. He doesn't have to hold back and like reserve energy. He
Mhm.
kind of just let it fly. And he was talking about how he has like a more violent motion when he throws. And so he can kind of go like full max effort when he's out of the
Mhm.
bullpen, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
Because the whole year he'd been talking about he wanted to be a starter. And in that interview, he was saying, I realize now I just have to be in the bullpen. Like we can't risk it, you know?
Yeah.
But how do you guys? I mean, I've brought up some names recently about like trade pieces and whatever it may
Wait,
be.
let me ask Colin my trade piece I've been saying
Okay.
recently.
Yeah.
So like we probably need a starting pitcher because you really only have Wainwright and Michaelis as like reliable guys most of the time. And so we've been always talking about Frankie Montas, and AJ's always like, they always want Gorman or Walker in their deal. And so I was like, what if we just trade Flaherty straight up? Trade Flaherty for Montas because Flaherty's always hurt. They probably want someone else, but Flaherty's always hurt. I feel like he's going to be gone after.
Throw in like Newt Bar and some other prospect.
I would do it. Yeah.
Don't trust Flaherty.
He hasn't really proven anything.
He hasn't pitched in 2.5 years.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm not against that at all. I will say there's one name that I keep seeing that I know we won't have to give up as much as we're gonna have to give up.
The Colorado guy.
Well, Marquez, yeah, that's definitely. He's just really been playing or pitching poorly, Marquez. So I feel like we obviously would not have to give up much, and we kind of finessed the Rockies last year. So why not finesse them
And we
again?
love going for people with super high ERAs.
Exactly, but we also like old guys and guys who have pitched a while. And Madison Bumgarner is a guy that I don't think you'd have to give up a whole lot.
I don't think he's
for.
that old though. I think he's only like 31.
We talked about that. Remember that? Where it's
Yeah.
like we thought he was Wainwright's age, but he's not.
Yeah.
But no, he's just obviously pitched tons, and I saw he has a .87 career World Series ERA. Obviously we knew he was
ridiculous.
dominant, but I didn't know it was.
I still
0.87.
remember when they played the Royals and they literally put him in to pitch the last 4 innings of the game. And when he came in, I was like, they were gonna win.
Oh, it's over. Yeah. I did have some other stuff from around the league. The Mariners. I really focused on 3 teams here. 3 teams that we talked about. I mean, I was high on the Mariners, but all 3 of these teams we really didn't have that expectations for. But get this, guys. So the Mariners have won 6 straight. They're 1 game over 500 now. The Baltimore Orioles have won 5 straight, and they're 3 games behind or under 500 and 4 games back in the wild card. And then my last team was the Marlins. They're only 2 games under 500. So, like, do you think any of these teams could slide in a playoff spot?
I think the Marlins or Seattle have the best chance.
Yeah.
Baltimore's got it tough.
Yeah. But
their
problem
team's low-key
is
good.
the tough part about that is they're in the East, and all 5 of those East teams are like playoff teams.
Yep. Exactly.
So they're just gonna beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Orioles are low-key like good though, because they have Mancini, Cedric Mullins, Santander, I can't pronounce his name.
Santander, yeah.
Yeah, and
Rushman.
Hayes. Yeah, Rushman's been sucking. I don't know if you put him in there yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like how you mentioned Austin Hayes there because he's a low-key guy that really gets overlooked.
He should be their all-star choice.
I did have I was gonna have us like talk about maybe just a little bit the all-stars, but I had a stat that I was gonna use for my Did You See It that it popped in my head.
Let me say something about all-stars. So there's this
Yeah.
ESPN article, and it was like ESPN people putting who they thought their all-star starters were going to be, like before they made the announcement, and who their reserves were going to be. And all these people, like it was Buster Only, Tim Kurchin, and some other people. All these people are like kind of stupid because they kept putting Tommy Edman as a starter for second. And I'm like, did you even look at the voting?
Yeah.
He's not even a second baseman.
Yeah.
Or they had some people playing in like an outfielder spot. And I'm like, they don't even play there.
So I found this stat here, guys. This blew my mind. And it's one of the best sports stats I've seen in a while. So Shohei Ohtani, the last 50 years, has the highest slugging percentage with runners in scoring position. Okay. When he's on the mound, batters have the lowest slugging percentage with runners in scoring position in the last 50 years. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
My mind was blown when
very
I saw
specific stats.
Well, that is very
yeah.
specific.
It is, but yeah.
That's also a pretty small sample size.
Yeah, that's true. Like 2 years or whatever. But
yeah.
No, I thought that was crazy. And for me right now, he's the MVP. He has a stretch right now where he hasn't given up an earned run in his last 5 starts. He's the first guy to go this long with it since Jacob deGrom in 2018. It's just he's on a tear right now. But back to the
It's kind
All-Star.
of stupid not to give him to him because I don't want to give it to him, but he's gonna get it because he plays both like pitches and bats. Like he could bat 200 and have a 4 ERA and probably still get it.
So if I was saying this the other day to somebody that if he had like a 3.50 ERA or closer to 4 and was just like an average guy on the mound and batted like 240 like you said or whatever, then I probably wouldn't give it to him. The fact that
what was his average last year? Like 250?
It's like 260, but he had like 45 homers and like 130.
I know, but if he bats 240, he's probably gonna do the same thing. And his ERA was just a little lower than 350, I think, too, wasn't it?
It was probably, I think it was like 340.
Boom. Yeah. See, point proven.
For me, it's like if he has a under 3, he's been a top 10 hitter this year. If you look at the analytics, and a top 10 pitcher, you just can't knock it. I know Aaron Judge is going to get a lot of attention for sure. It's kind of like
Judge
what happened.
Breaks like the AL home run record. You got to give it to him.
It's kind of like he's like the Vladdy from last year, where it's like he might get not get what he deserves because Shohei's doing this stuff. But All-Star reaction, do you guys have any reaction that like any disappointments that happened in the All-Star game selection?
I wish Arenado got it because Machado hasn't played in like a month.
Wasn't he 1% off? I think it was 51-49.
It was close. I did my part. I hate that Jock Peterson's a starter. I just despise him.
You mentioned how weak an outfield it is, and it really is
for National League.
For National
AL
League,
is really good.
Oh, AL is stacked. Yeah, they had Stanton is going to start. That's the one name that stood out to me where I was like, I wish somebody like Austin Hayes or Julio Rodriguez for the Mariners got some love there. But being the New York guy, you knew he was going to get the votes that way.
Yeah. Atlanta really came through with their players.
Oh, yeah.
Like Dansby Swanson, like he deserves to be an all-star, but not a starter. I think Trey Turner deserved it more.
Shoot, Adam Duvall was in the final voting, and he's batting like 197. I don't know what that's all about.
I get the fan vote, but at the same time, I don't like it.
Yeah. Yep.
I also like, you guys remember when they used to hand out the ballots at the stadium and you'd poke the holes for who you'd vote for?
You said that a couple weeks ago, and like all the memories came rushing back.
That was so fun.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else baseball wise before we move on to the NHL here?
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the standings.
I was going to say something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
About the Zach, you're talking about how the fan vote's stupid.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the video of the like Middle Eastern guy where he's like, democracy puts like government in the hands of the people. But he's like, but the people are fucking stupid. So it's like, yep, sounds about right. But
were you gonna say something, Zach?
Yeah. Very true for every fan vote in any all-star sport, any sports.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was looking at like the standings, and every division really seems like the division person's like really like kind of running away with it. Besides the Central, it's just us in Milwaukee. Or there's like the top dogs really kind of the NL East. It's like between the Mets and the Atlanta. Houston probably basically just give them the division right now. They're up 13 games.
Yeah.
The Central is kind of close, but all those teams aren't amazing. And then the East, the Yankees are running away with it, even though most of the teams are over 500.
It's crazy, man. I mean, at Fenway the other night, they were chanting "Yankees suck," and like then they showed the standings, and they're 13 games up.
You guys see the right fielder lose the ball?
Yes, man. Isn't that crazy? He was like, I've seen that happen where they've lost in the lights, but I've never seen somebody like freak out like that. Like he
you
was
guys
like,
know who we should trade for? Because I think we need a little pop in our lineup. Matt Carpenter.
Oh, dude, has he been on a tear or what?
Yeah, because he just hit it 300 feet down the line. It's a home run.
He's batting third for them. He's batting behind Judge. Isn't that unbelievable?
Ridiculous.
Like good for him, but you're in a really good ballpark.
Exactly. I don't feel any hatred towards that one.
No.
Like it was obviously time for him to go here.
Yes. If he was
It
playing
was
here, he'd
time
bet
for him to go 4 years ago.
Yes.
Yes, very true. Very true.
he's in a perfect ballpark where he can hit his classic fly ball to right field, but it'll be a home run because
Oh, yeah.
it'll carry.
Yeah, it's a perfect ballpark for him. Moving on to some NHL. I don't have a whole lot that I wrote down for this. The draft happened, and I really want to focus on really the main four or the top four picks.
I'm telling you right now, I could not name a single person who got drafted.
I could name one. That's
Shane
about
Wright?
it. Yeah, Shane
Yeah.
Wright.
So the top guy, I just knew his stock was rising a lot going into the draft the last like couple weeks because literally like 3 or 4 years, Shane Wright was supposed to be number one. Like there's a guy next year named Connor Bedard, and he's supposed to be the next big thing. Well, this was what Shane Wright was supposed to be, and so I was like, maybe the Slavkovsky guy will get the number one pick, and Shane Wright will fall to two, but that wasn't the case. And I saw one person. I saw like 10 mock drafts, and one person had him going fourth to the Kraken, and it happened. But no, Slavkovsky is like a 6'3", 220, 18-year-old. He's just a big guy, in NHL ready body. But the second pick, the Devils got Nemec, big defenseman, and then the Coyotes got Logan Cooley third, and then Shane Wright went fourth. But I just thought that was really surprising that he fell that far. And then the 23rd pick was our pick, obviously, and we got Jimmy Snuggerud, something like that.
Sick name.
And there was one article that I saw that said he's got Austin Matthews potential. I was like, oh, okay. Like, great, we'll take that.
Hell yeah. Is he a center? Right?
I think he's a winger.
Then how is he going to be Austin
Yeah, he's
Matthews? He's not even
right
play the
wing,
right position.
Yeah, there you go, Zach. Bringing in some hockey knowledge.
Yeah, hockey.
But the Blues picked up a couple I think a couple defensemen maybe and a centerman. That was like the two that we really needed. So the two positions.
And Billy Huso got traded. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me
Yeah.
go.
How do you guys feel about that? Because we knew it was going to happen. He was going to go, but
I mean, we get something for it, so
that's exactly how I feel. Because he was going to be a free agent in a couple weeks or whatever anyway. So
Yeah.
you got something for it.
we basically just gave Detroit his rights. So
So he's reunited with Sonny over there in Detroit.
yeah,
So they can have a
Reunited.
good old time over there. But I don't really have anything else hockey wise. Just really wanted to talk about that Shane Wright falling that still kind of blows my mind. And I think the Kraken got a major steal out of that.
yeah. Well, he's got a much higher ceiling, I think, than that guy that got drafted first.
I agree. Slavkovsky's like more ready now, I guess.
Yeah,
And maybe that's why but the Canadians aren't really ready now. So I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Just kind of
Who knows?
surprising. What was the big trade? Kirby Doc went to the Canadians that night.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, from
Damn, I didn't
Chicago.
even see that.
And the
For
Chicago. It was Picks and one of their wingers, Romanoff, I believe it was.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. So I have a friend that's a Blackhawks fan. He was talking about he loved the deal because Kirby didn't fit with Kane and Taves,
Yeah,
but like Kane and like I saw a video of Slavkovsky's like I can't wait. Or not Slavkovsky, whoever the Blackhawks picked first. And he was talking about I can't wait to go meet Kaner and Taves. And I'm like, they are not going to be there. like they're going to probably be gone too. The Blackhawks, my friend was telling me he's all in on Connor Bedard. Like he thinks they're just going to tank the Blackhawks and try to get the number one pick. And I don't think that's that bad of an idea. But I was going to say something else. Oh, the other trade, DeBrincat went to Philly from
Where did
Chicago.
he play?
when was that?
I think that was maybe the night before the draft. or
Okay,
something like
because that one I thought I saw.
Yeah,
Philadelphia is going to be a team like pushing for playoffs next year.
definitely. And they have talks about Goudreau also. And
Yeah,
I
saw
would
that.
be really good. But this next segment, I'm going to kind of let you guys carry here the college football. I'm kind of out of the loop on what's happening in college football. But take it away.
Have you watched sports, AJ?
I'm sorry, man. you guys are the college football nuts.
This is like the big thing going on. That like USC and UCLA moving to the Big Ten, and that's all of a sudden just started this huge, like everything's going crazy in college football because Texas, Oklahoma, they're going to the SEC. USC, UCLA going to the Big Ten now, which to me makes no sense.
When does this all happen? Officially?
They
2024?
go 2024, I think, for UCLA and USC. I don't know when Texas and them. It's whenever their rights are done, but they may
Okay.
just like buy them out. I don't know how it all
Okay.
works, but I just think it's funny how everyone after UCLA and USC decided it. Everyone's tweeting like memes, and it's like USC and UCLA when they see a fullback.
Yeah.
Or
So, is it like? How do you feel about it? Like, is it a bad look, bad move, or?
like I don't like I think it's kind of stupid. Like they have to travel. Like one of their games they play is at Rutgers. That's literally from coast to coast,
Yeah.
2,000 over 2,000 miles. I
Yeah,
like the
I saw a thing that was like it would be closer for them to play in like Japan or something like
yeah
that.
Dang.
yeah it's ridiculous. But like I figured it was gonna kind of come down like this happened where it's just gonna be like a big they're just going to join basically the Big Ten SEC. It's just going to be two conferences.
Yeah.
I was listening to part of my take, and they're like, "Yeah, everyone's going to join the Big Ten and SEC. They each have the, the top teams from each team go into a playoffs and they play, and then the two teams from each conference play in a Super Bowl, and whoever wins the Super Bowl champion."
So, I mean, what does the Pac-12 look like then?
Shit.
So that's why the Big 12 has been in talks with them to like take 6 of their teams, which I don't know why they just want to take 6. And then also the ACC's having discussions where I hate it. I think it's stupid. But they want to have like a loose agreement where they like play some of the Pac-12 teams, and then the champions from each league play each other in Las Vegas for a championship, which is stupid because if you're an ACC fan, like you don't want to go travel all the way to like Las Vegas is fun, but it's a long way to travel. Like you won't be able to see the teams away.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is too, it's like acknowledging that you're in the much weaker league, and it's like
Yes.
we need to play an extra game against a team that is also in a worse league.
Yeah. Also,
just
the
to
Pac-12
prove that we're like,
sucks.
yeah, it's like we're playing to prove that we're better than the good team in the worst league. It's like stupid.
I want Clemson to join the SEC. Like I don't want them to do this
It
Pac-12
makes
thing.
sense.
Like we're literally
Notre Dame needs to join the Big Ten.
Yeah, you guys
Like,
need to join a conference.
you
You guys are
need
gonna be
to.
screwed.
Because it's been fine in the past because we basically make our own conference, like in terms of
Yeah.
revenue, in terms of like picking and choosing like some of the best teams to play against, like we open the year against Ohio State. And
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in a different conference, that never happens.
Mhm.
But now that like everything is merging together into like 2 massive conferences, we have to, like, we just don't have a
Or
choice.
you're not gonna make the playoff.
Oh yeah, exactly. We don't have anything to play for because
I still think you guys should join the ACC.
No,
You are in
God.
everything else.
Hockey, we're in the Big Ten.
Okay, except hockey.
Yeah. Well, the problem is like we used to be able to get the best teams like Ohio State, and like when we play Clemson, and we'll play like Georgia comes and all that stuff, because like those teams are still incentivized to play us because it's a good game on their schedule. But when they're playing like 9 conference games in a really, really good conference, there's absolutely no reason to schedule Notre Dame as a
Yeah.
non-conference game.
I agree with that.
Hmm.
And because and I heard people were saying that the TV rights like revenue, if you guys will join a conference, will be more than what you guys are getting now with like your NBC thing.
So when we first signed the NBC thing, it was like groundbreaking. It was absolutely massive. But now it's getting to the end of that. So in terms of like modern day revenue and like money, it's actually not that big. And so I don't know like what the buyout looks like, what the contract, like TV rights, how that works, but it would make sense for us to join a conference. Like it just does.
It also, I feel like Clemson or ACC is kind of screwed because we're like under ESPN's rights to like 2030 or something, like 2036.
Oh, wow. Well, the ACC has kind of been trash anyways.
Yeah. Ever since, well, Louisville and Florida State used to be good. But after like Jimbo left there and then Lamar Jackson left Louisville, they haven't been the same. But hopefully Miami's better this year because they have Cristobal. And then NC State's supposed to be good because I guess they return a lot of people and their quarterback's decent. But like really early rankings like right after the college football playoff, they had like NC State top 10, which to me, no. But and then Wake Forest, I think has a lot of people back, but when they play a good team, they're gonna lose. They have the stupidest offense ever. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. It's really
Wait,
dumb.
what team are you talking
Wake
about? Sorry.
Forest. All right, I'm
trying
going down it.
Oh, yeah. No,
Every
no,
play.
no.
It's gonna take like 2 minutes. Every play they do this like a mesh with the running back and quarterback. So they like do it and they just hold it for like ever. And so they can either hand it off or pass like every single play. And they'll just hold
like
it forever.
a really exaggerated read
It's
option.
really
type thing.
slow. But every time they play Clemson, they do it so slow, and our defensive line is so much better than their offensive line. We just get up, like tackle them or sack them so quickly.
So as a whole, we mentioned at the beginning, like rankings are going to be coming out pretty soon because the season starts pretty soon in a few
Late
weeks.
August, yeah.
So do we have like a known number one? Like, is there an obvious number one?
Probably
to
Alabama.
start the season? Is it going to be?
It's always Alabama.
I think maybe it might be Ohio State.
Or they may give it to Georgia just to throw them a bone because they won.
That's what I was going to say.
Year. It's one of those.
They're not
going to.
I don't think Georgia's going to be as good this year.
No,
they lost a lot of defense.
It will be one of those teams.
And Stetson Bennett was a senior, right?
He's coming back though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I don't think he's that good.
No, I agree with you.
What happened to their like backup, the kid that split time with him?
Where'd he go? West Virginia.
Okay. I knew he went somewhere, but
yeah, he was that was the best thing. The first game when Clemson and then played JT Daniels, that's his name, and DJ, they were like top for the Heisman. They both sucked.
Yep.
Well, speaking of sucking, the Chicago Bears are our next NFL team here.
Good segue.
I was waiting to see where that one went. I was like, whoop.
So yeah, the Chicago Bears. I have them at 6-11 this year. What do you guys think?
5-12.
I think I had them at 6-11 as well.
Okay,
so they were back at
They were 6-11 last year, and I'm looking through their roster. I'm looking at their schedule, and I don't see changes that do a whole lot. And I know Zach, you usually go through the players.
The offense looks like it sucks.
That's really my point is like
David Montgomery, good, but always hurt.
Dude, I put David Montgomery is so underrated. Like I think he's like so good.
He's good, but he gets hurt.
And I don't know. Justin Fields is finally gonna. I mean, this is gonna be the first year he gets the whole offense to himself, gets to fully run it, and
they got a new coach too, right?
Yes, and I don't remember who it is, but they definitely do. But no, their wide receivers to me are so weak. Like Darnell Mooney is good, but he's like their number one. So I don't know. I just don't have any high expectations for them. And then their defense last year was ranked 22nd in all of football, and they didn't really make any changes. And I keep hearing Robert Quinn to the Chiefs.
Oh, please no.
So and he had like 18 sacks or whatever for them. So
he was on the Cowboys before he went there, and he was so good. He was really good when he was with the Rams.
Dude, when he was here, oh my gosh. He was such a monster.
Their head coach is Matt Eberflus. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is. All I know is he's probably better than Matt Nagy because he would ruin any quarterback.
Is Nagy anywhere now?
I don't think anyone would be stupid enough to hire him.
I didn't know if he was some kind of coordinator somewhere or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Mitchell Trubisky could be a steal for the Steelers because
I think he
played good in a bad offense.
I think he's going to be better than people think, for sure.
Same. He would throw like 50 times and have like 230 yards and have like an average throw of like 3 yards. It was like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they had Robinson, but what other weapons have they had over there?
Robinson.
Allen Robinson. But they really haven't.
Darnell Mooney's like solid.
He's just like a slot guy, right?
They signed Byron Pringle from the Chiefs. He's just fast. And
they drafted Velus Jones out of Tennessee.
Never heard of him before.
He's I think he's 25 years old already. Isn't that unbelievable?
Dang.
How often do you see that?
Did you get held back in school?
This gets me to like a little sidetrack. Do you guys remember Brandon Whedon?
That's exactly where my
Yeah.
mind went to.
He was
when
like
you said he was
29 or
25.
28.
Yeah, he's like 28. Yeah.
Well,
They did a
isn't
sports
Taysom-
science. They did a sports science on him where he was like, they were like, he's the most accurate passer in the league. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's like the guys from BYU. They're always like super old like that because they go on their mission trips. They're
Mhm.
like 25 in college.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're gonna. I don't know. I don't know where they're really going. They have so many holes on offense and defense. I just
They,
don't see.
they have some good people on defense, like
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson, Roquan Smith, Robert Quinn.
for now.
Yeah, didn't they
Yeah.
trade? No, wait, never mind. That was stupid. Never mind. They
Okay.
traded him a long time ago. Khalil Mack.
Yeah. Yeah, really the biggest hole I see is the wide receiver spots, because maybe Pringle just couldn't really show what he can do in Kansas City because he was behind Tyreek and the rest of them over there.
I think he played good because he had Tyreek and Travis Kelce, so he was
That could-
wide open most of the time.
that could easily be the other side of it for sure. But if Mooney is your number one wide receiver,
He had
I think
1,000. He had 81 receptions, 1,000 yards last year. Mooney did.
he's going to get a lot of targets. That's for sure. That is for sure. My final analysis of them was that they're a bad team that won't improve at all, but they will see some flashes of Justin Fields that are going to be really good. But
Yeah, I always
That's
thought
really-
Justin Fields was the second best quarterback in that class with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But who was taken before him again? I already forgot. It was like
Oh,
2
man.
years, like not that long ago.
mhm.
Oh my
Trey
God.
Lance
Yeah,
to the Niners.
and someone else.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Drawing a blank.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, Lance was the South Dakota State quarterback, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because that was like a big shock. Did Carson Wentz go there too? South Dakota State?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State. That's right.
They're a team that needs to, speaking of college football, they need to join like a real, get on the
Yeah.
FCS because they just win it every single year.
Every year.
Oh, Zach Wilson. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Oh, Zach Wilson. Yeah.
I thought there was
what-
another guy who went before him too. Sorry.
What NFL team you guys want to do next? We got Vikings and Packers left in the division.
Let's do Vikings. We'll save the best team for last.
Okay, that's what we've
Or
been
the best
pretty much
team
doing
from
this whole
last
time.
year for last.
Yeah.
Works.
But guys, do you guys have anything else for this one?
Nope. Shorter episode.
I will say, everybody go check out our TikTok because it's kind of humming right now.
AJ's on one.
Churning them out, baby.
We got some videos, boys.
Yeah.
Well,
I asked
last,
AJ, hey,
like-
you want to play some PlayStation? He's like, I got some homework to do. I look at TikTok, 3 minutes. He posted 3 minutes ago. He posted a TikTok. I'm like, okay, AJ.
so I make them all in like my drafts, and then I just post them whenever it says like a good time to post them. So I actually was working on homework. I promise.
Sure.
One of my 3 stupid summer classes that I'm taking right now. But no, the last like 4 videos have gotten like almost 300 likes each. So
Dang.
and like people are commenting, and I always think it's cool when people comment on your stuff and they're like arguing with each other about stuff. Like somebody was arguing about like if batting average was a good stat today, and I was just like watching it, enjoying it. It was fun.
There's this one guy was like, Byron Buxton is, when healthy, he's the best in the best player in the league, and this guy's like 220 isn't best in the league.
I know. Yeah, I thought that was funny. But I guess this will be out on Sunday, and then we'll be back mid next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll see you guys then.
See you guys.
Yep.